My spineless fiance defended his mother after she tried to frame me for a felony, so my dad made them both cry. My mother-in-law has never liked me, and she made this clear the day we met. I went to hug her to greet her, but she pushed me off and told me to wash myself before touching her. I thought she was a germaphobe, but the more I thought about it, I realized she was talking about my skin color. That day, she offered me bananas as a snack, kept touching my hair, telling me to admit it's a wig, and while watching a show pointed at an animal at a zoo and asked me if this reminded me of my heritage. What's equally as bad is that my husband laughed alongside her. When I pulled him aside and told him how horrible this was making me feel, he was angry at me because I didn't listen when he warned me his mother was a jokester. After that day, she made it her mission to sabotage our relationship. She started doing things like calling my boyfriend for emergencies while we were on a date, calling his exes prettier than me to my face, and even showed up to our house unannounced with her friend and her friend's daughter, who tried to seduce my boyfriend. My boyfriend always gave in to her too. About a year into the relationship, my mother-in-law tried to directly break us up. She was visiting when she excused herself to go to the bathroom. She came back a minute later holding a small Ziploc bag of white powder. She started screaming that she found this in the bathroom and that I was a junkie. Before I could even react, she yelled, "How could I do this knowing what happened to my boyfriend's dad? He accidentally lived himself using substances." I tried to defend myself, but she wouldn't let up. She backed me up against the wall, getting in my face and screaming N-word junkie at me. My boyfriend idly stood there and watched her, even when I started to cry. She then turned to him, telling him she wouldn't be leaving until he broke up with me. Well, she eventually left the house, but that's only because I called the police. My boyfriend begged me not to. When police arrived, my mother-in-law handed the white powder to the officers and accused me of possession, but the officer smelled it and said it was flour. She still didn't let up though, and they had to physically escort her out. Immediately after, my boyfriend said it was unfair of me to do that to her. I didn't even bother arguing and told him not to talk to me until he learned to place boundaries. I went to stay with my best friend, and my boyfriend called me a week later. I don't know why, but I believed him when he said he would take care of his mother. In fairness, she didn't bother us for the next 6 months, and in that time we got engaged. I begged him not to invite her to the engagement party, but he promised she changed. Well, she hadn't. As soon as the party started, she went on a drunken rant, stating she never envisioned her son marrying a baboon with a wig, before laughing to herself. My dad, a 6'5" Army vet, was attending, and this was his first interaction with her. As soon as she said that, he snapped. He told her he now sees why her husband was dead. "If you were my wife, I would take my life too," were his exact words. When my dad said that, she burst into tears and stood up to run upstairs. My fiance wanted to follow, but my dad turned his attention to him. He went off on him too. "Are you a jellyfish? Do you not have a spine? Your future wife was just insulted at your engagement party and you're going to comfort the evil witch who did it? If you want to marry my daughter, man up. If you run to your mother right now, you are less manly than my grandmother, God bless her soul." My fiance stood there with tears in his eyes before mouthing sorry and slowly continuing after her. I left the ring on the table when he did this, and later that day I got a text from him begging me to reconsider and promising to cut his mother out of his life. Not falling for that one again.